would like just to begin by saying thank you really to give me the opportunity to speak here at this event. It has been very, very eye-opening for me. As you can imagine, I'm here as a farmer, but now today I'm representing Copa-Cogeca, the cereals working group that is actually very, very much involved in the Diabrotica issue. Since you have to imagine Europe is the third largest corn growing area in the world, not only the grain but also in the seed business. And this one can have a tremendous impact on it. It has been very interesting to hear all the speakers today, and I believe that we have been able here to at least to find some new ideas on how to be able to monitor and go forward with the control of the Diabrotica in Europe. So the thing is that when we really look into this whole problematics, we really should face and look into the facts, what we have had on the table today. Not only let the theory lead us. Facts are the ones that speak for it. Various of the presentations already have shown that European institutions are today in need of a shift. I mean, we know it. They must understand that we have to learn to live with the insect. It is here already. We have seen how it has been spreading. Already we heard also from our good speaker from the US, they have been able to live with the insect for quite soon over 100 years, or at least quite close to 100 years, and they are still coping with it. We have to be able to somehow get our legislators to understand that it is today impossible to eliminate it. It is here. I believe we all can agree that. So to do this, to get the understanding of the European institutions somehow changed, Copa has been already lobbying and will be lobbying also in the future, the European Commission, to remove this insect from the list of quarantine pests, which systematically imposes eradication measures that are fairly costly to the farmers. And we have seen some of them, yes, they do work, but some of them actually are not as effective as we would like them to be. These measures are not without economic consequences, as we already have seen, to the farmers. They push up the costs across the whole sector and places additional burden to the corn producers in certain areas of Europe. So that means that there is not even a level playing field either in that. And the thing is that this makes no economic sense, considering that the European Union is actually importing 7 to 9 million tons of corn each year. Why could we not just grow it here? It grows very well here. We would be able to get at least a little bit of balance into our trade. Naturally, at both Brussels and member state level, there may well be a certain amount of reluctance to lift this insect quarantine status. We know that. I believe you all know it. Various reasons have been given. Some are concerned about the risk of increasing the use of certain PPPs. Could be. Others worry that the insect may infest particular areas too quickly again. I'm not too sure about that either. Farmers usually, once it is not a must, usually you would go into business as normally, as usually. You would spray against it. You would use best practices on farm level and they are usually much more effective. It is therefore also essential to develop a communication strategy in order to defuse the situation and provide greater clarity in this whole situation. This seminar has done it, in my opinion, quite well, and it has laid a good foundation for this type of a strategy. We are sitting here in the room, producers, scientists, people from the plant breeding industry, also from the chemical sector, and many more. Would have been for sure nice to see that there would have been a little bit more legislators on place as well. Some of them would maybe need also to be part of this discussion. The findings presented clearly show that corn production is possible despite the presence of this insect. We know that. I mean, we can see it from the US already mentioned. That's why it was so important for Copa to be here today, to listen and to be able then to relate back the information to our working groups inside Brussels. And especially since the Commission has begun discussing this topic as well. We know that today, for instance, as already mentioned earlier on, there has been a meeting in Brussels where this topic actually has been discussed. I do not yet know what kind of outcome it has come from this meeting today of the Standing Committee. Nevertheless, if nothing convincing comes of these discussions at all, as we can believe it will be, I suggest that we call on DG Agri to set up a think tank, for example, as part of the European Innovation Partnership, which could develop tools to spread good practices, because this is what we need. We need good practices down to farm level, and from then on up, how to be able to control diabrotica and combat it at the same time. It's needed down to the farm level, because there it is working, there it is spreading. Adopting such an approach would provide an opportunity to raise the awareness of national authorities on the possibility provided by the Farm Advisory Service, for example, to popularise available techniques, find them from other countries, take in consideration all the best practices from all the different countries already what we have heard today. You all had something to come up with. We all can learn from them. Maybe countries already that does not have yet any infestation should maybe already start taking a little bit more precaution, look more into crop rotation in certain areas where there are more corn being grown. I finally suggest that we organise several joint meetings with the Commission's environmental side and the PPP services as well, to inform them on the fruitful outcome, to inform them what we are doing already. I know we are all doing it separately, but if we would go and jointly try to be able to approach them, maybe there would be a possibility. Maybe also organise such an event as we have here today in Brussels, closer at that point to our legislators, closer to the Commission, invite them in so that we would be able to have an open discussion together with them. I am trying here now, after this meeting, to set up a meeting together with the Commissioner's cabinet, Mr. Ciolo's cabinet, around this issue, still here during this year. Let's see what we as Copa-Cogeca will be able to do. Let's hope at least we will be able to contribute with something into this issue here. And let's hope that next time when we sit together in the room, we would have more free hands to be able to discuss together the best practices and how to go forward to be able to give the farmers the best possible tools to combat this issue. Thank you very much for your attention.